What's up, Bills fans? Welcome back to the channel. And before we get into today's exclusive breakdown, let me remind you, our team is on a mission. Every single move the Buffalo Bills make this offseason has one goal in mind: to keep improving, to keep sharpening, and to make sure that when it matters most, late December and into January, we're ready to deliver the kind of results that this city has been waiting for. If you bleed red and blue like I do, smash that like button right now, drop a comment to let me know you're watching, and don't forget to subscribe so you never miss the biggest Bills stories. Now let's talk about the headline everyone is buzzing about: the Buffalo Bills' new triplet ranking from NFL Network. NFL Network's Gennaro Felice just dropped his league-wide rankings of every team's cornerback, running back, pass catcher trio, and for the first time in years, the Bills didn't just land in the top 10, they came in at a very favorable 6th place. That trio? None other than Josh Allen, James Cook, and Khalil Shakir. Felice put it perfectly: as a superstar quarterback at the peak of his powers, Josh Allen is the obvious headliner here, but don't disparage his two 25-year-old bandmates, especially now that they'll stay on tour for the foreseeable future. And he's right. Allen's the superstar, the reigning MVP, the guy defenses fear every single week. But what's really exciting is that Cook and Shakir are no longer just supporting players. They're building blocks for the long haul. GM Brandon Beane locked up both guys this offseason. Cook inked a 4-year, $46 million extension, and Shakir signed a 4-year, $53 million deal. Both of them are now tied to Buffalo through 2029. Let that sink in for a second. Our quarterback, our RB1, and our rising WR1 are all in place for the better part of this decade. Last season, Cook proved he's more than just a complimentary back. The man put up 1,267 yards from scrimmage, led the league with 16 rushing touchdowns, and earned himself a Pro Bowl nod. That's not just good RB2 numbers, that's franchise-back territory. And then there's Shakir. This kid was quietly the glue of the wide receiver room last year. He didn't need flashy highlight reels to prove his worth. Instead, he led the team in targets, 100, receptions, 76, and receiving yards, 821. Reliable, consistent, clutch. Exactly what Allen needed as the offense reshaped itself under Joe Brady. So when you look at this trio together, Allen's firepower, Cook's scoring punch, and Shakir's steady production, it's no wonder the Bills jumped 5 spots from last year's ranking. Now here's where it gets even more interesting. The Bills weren't ranked in the top 5, but the only teams ahead of them were heavy hitters: the San Francisco 49ers, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Philadelphia Eagles, the Detroit Lions, and at number 1, the Baltimore Ravens. Notably, the Kansas City Chiefs didn't even crack the top 10. They landed at 11. Our AFC East rivals, the Miami Dolphins, were back at 18. That means, according to this analysis, the Bills not only boast one of the most well-rounded offensive trios in the NFL, but they're the class of the division. Remember, Felice actually predicted Josh Allen's MVP season last year when he put the Bills at number 11 in 2024's rankings. What he got wrong, he thought Dalton Kincaid would emerge as the top target in the passing game. While Kincaid is still developing into a weapon, it was Shakir who stepped into the spotlight and proved he could be the go-to guy. That kind of progression is what separates the Bills from being just another playoff team to a franchise that's laying the groundwork for a Super Bowl window that stays open. And let's be honest, Bills Mafia, no good piece of Buffalo news goes without a little trolling from our old friend turned eternal rival, Tom Brady. This week, Nike unveiled the new rivalry's uniforms, and the Bills' fresh, frosty look will make its debut on October 5th against, you guessed it, the New England Patriots on Sunday Night Football. Brady, in classic Brady fashion, recorded a reaction video. He starts off sarcastic, pulling out a brand new Josh Allen jersey and saying, "What is this? Look, I love Orchard Park. I had some of my best games there, but this is ridiculous." At first, he plays it off like he's not impressed. But then, even Brady has to admit the new uniforms are sharp, especially that new chrome logo on the sleeve, which he actually called kind of intimidating. And then, just when you think maybe Brady is softening up on us, he signs the jersey with his name. and underneath it, he scribbles his career record against Buffalo, 33-3. Ouch. A classic Brady jab. But here's the thing. He couldn't resist admitting the Bills' new look is top tier. And coming from the guy who tormented this franchise for 2 decades, that's as close to a compliment as we're going to get. The Buffalo Bills might just have been handed an opportunity on a silver platter. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, the New England Patriots are releasing veteran safety Jabril Peppers after 3 seasons with the team. That's right, Peppers, a starter in New England, is now a free agent. And for Buffalo, a team with questions at safety, this could be the perfect storm. Let's be real for a second, Bills fans. The Bills' safety room isn't exactly locked down. We've got Taylor Rapp holding things down, but he has his coverage limitations. We've got Cole Bishop, the rookie with tons of upside, but he's unproven and already missed a big chunk of camp with injury. And then there's a familiar face, Jordan Poyer, who was brought back on the practice squad. Now, we all love what Poyer did for this team, but he's 34 years old. Nobody knows exactly how much he's got left in the tank at this stage. And let's not sugarcoat it, Mafia. This is not what a team with Super Bowl aspirations wants to deal with right before the season. That's why Peppers' sudden availability is such a game changer. This guy has 85 career starts under his belt. He's a former first-round pick, versatile enough to play deep coverage or come down into the box. And if we're looking at the numbers, Bills fans, this is where it gets exciting. Peppers was elite in 2023 when healthy. He posted a Pro Football Focus coverage grade of 83.2, allowed just 58.6 completions, and quarterbacks targeting him had a passer rating of 52.6. That's lockdown stuff. That's exactly the kind of playmaking we need in the back end of our defense. And here's the icing on the cake. If Brandon Beane pulls the trigger on this, not only do the Bills get better, we also stick it to the Patriots. Imagine Peppers putting on a Buffalo jersey, making plays against New England, and helping us keep them buried at the bottom of the AFC East. That's the kind of move that fires up a locker room and gets Bills Mafia chanting louder than ever.
Of course, there is always a catch. In this case, it's money. The Bills are sitting $6.1 million over the cap right now, so to make this happen, Beane has to do some shuffling. Maybe a contract restructure, maybe a release. But here's the thing. Peppers isn't expected to command a huge payday. His market won't be massive, which makes this a real possibility if the front office wants to make it work. Now, let's think about what this would mean on the field. Pairing Peppers with Taylor Rapp gives the Bills a safety duo that balances each other out. Rapp brings physicality but struggles in coverage. Peppers excels in coverage but can also drop into the box when needed. That's a 1-2 punch that keeps opposing offenses guessing. Add in Bishop learning under them, plus Poyer as depth and a locker room leader, suddenly the Bills' safety room looks like a strength, not a weakness. And for Sean McDermott's defense, which thrives on disguises, versatility, and keeping quarterbacks confused, adding a player like Peppers is massive. He can play single high, he can line up in the slot, he can blitz, he can match tight ends. He fits the system like a glove. But let's not underestimate the psychological factor here either. For years, the Patriots dominated this division, signing one of their starting defenders, plugging him into our Super Bowl-ready roster, and then using him to help us control the AFC East. That's not just smart football, it's symbolic. It sends a message. Buffalo isn't just chasing the Lombardi, we're also putting our foot on the gas in this division and not looking back. So, now the question becomes, should the Bills go all in on Jabril Peppers? Personally, I think the answer is yes. If you're serious about winning a championship, you don't leave question marks at a key position like safety. You don't bank on rookies figuring it out on the fly. You don't rely on nostalgia and hope a 34-year-old can turn back the clock. You make the move. You bring in proven talent, and if that proven talent just happens to come from a rival, even better. But I want to hear from you, Bills Mafia. Is this the kind of move that gets you excited, or do you think we should roll with what we have and trust the young guys? Would you restructure contracts to make room for Peppers, or are you worried it's too late in the offseason? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this is one of those moments where the fan base has a real pulse on what direction the team should take. So let's put this all together, Bills Mafia. The national media is finally giving Buffalo's offensive trio its due, placing Josh Allen, James Cook, and Khalil Shakir among the league's best. Both Cook and Shakir are here to stay, giving Allen the kind of consistency he hasn't had in years. And the AFC East is looking up at Buffalo in these rankings, and that should get every fan fired up. And of course, Tom Brady tried to troll us again, but even he couldn't deny how good those new jerseys look. This is a moment where the Bills aren't just chasing respect, they're earning it. And now the question becomes, can this trio deliver when it counts and bring Buffalo the ultimate prize? What do you think, Mafia? Do you agree with the Bills landing at number 6? Should they have been higher, maybe even top 3? And what's your take on Brady's little 33-3 autograph? Was it funny, annoying, or just classic Tom being Tom? Drop your thoughts in the comments because I'll be reading and responding because I know you all have strong takes on this one. And once again, if you love Bills news, stories, and inside analysis, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and join this growing community of die-hard Buffalo fans. Until next time, go Bills!